So this helmet is pretty affordable and it ranks among the top in the world for safety. So the question is this insane value or just clever marketing? This is the A20 road helmet from P2R. So recently they reached out and asked whether I wanted to check out their helmet. So I said yes, but initially I wasn't planning on making a long video about it. But after riding with it for a while, I ended up way more impressed than I expected. So I decided that this helmet actually deserved a proper review. For around 50 euros, you get the base setup, which is the helmet and the rear light. There's also a visor, which is an add-on. If you want everything bundled together, then it's going to cost you around 79 euros. Depending on how you ride, you can either keep it simple or add some extras. The helmet comes in 4 colors: white, grey, black, and pink. And it has 3 sizes: S, M, and L. So most people should be able to find a good fit. The one that I have over here is size L. Yeah, my head is pretty big. Even the packaging is well executed. Everything is well secured and the packaging doesn't feel like one of those cheap boxes. In addition, you also get a USB-C cable to charge the rear lights. And to not forget, also the instruction manuals. Of course, the packaging itself is not a huge deal, but it is a good first impression. And that's everything you get. But let's focus on the value because this packs a lot of them. What matters about helmet the most is protecting your skull so that if you get into an accident, you could still go to work next Monday. And this helmet has MIPS. It's basically a low friction layer inside the helmet that helps reduce rotational force during angled impacts, which is how most accident happens in real life. It also scored 8.14 in testing by Virginia Tech Helmet Ratings, which is a big deal because their testing is independent and also stricter than basic certification tests. They run multiple impact tests from different angles and measures how much force reaches your head. So their ranking is not marketing claims. And this model score is near the top, even when compared to helmets that cost way more than this. So safety-wise, it's good. But this helmet also has some really cool features. You get a detachable light that snaps into the rear of the helmet. This is done with the help of magnets on the top of the lights and on the bottom. So it's pretty strong and won't fall off from the helmet. The light is also rechargeable with a USB-C cable. It has 3 lighting modes: constant, blinking, and pulsing. So you can pick what works best for you depending on where you ride. The fit system is also adjustable vertically. So the dial positioning can be moved up and down to better fit the shape of your head. If you get the helmet together with the visor is also photochromic, which means it will darken automatically depending on how bright it is outside. And like the rear light, it's magnetic. You can snap it on when you want to use it, and when it's not in use, you can just flip it up onto the helmet. If you are the kind of person who doesn't like to wear sunglasses but still want eye protection, the visor is pretty useful. And if you go blind without wearing your prescription glasses and you don't like to wear contact lenses, the visor got you covered. I don't know about you, but I feel like the visor definitely makes me look fast for my weekly Zone 2 cafe rides. One more thing worth mentioning, they also offer a 30% trash replacement program, which is a nice extra that you don't always see at this price point. So with all this value, it kinda got me curious who is actually the brand behind this helmet. So P2R stands for Path to Ride. They are a cycling brand that launched under their own name in 2018. But their work on helmet goes way back. They started around 2007 where they were making helmets for other brands. They are based in China and their products are sold internationally, including markets like Europe and the US. What they mainly do are helmets, but they also do some other cycling stuff like lights and other small cycling accessories. And in terms of credibility, they also list sponsored teams on their website. Not the World Tour teams, but mostly continental and regional teams. Alright, enough about the brand. Let's talk about my experience with the helmet. The first thing I noticed about the helmet is the comfort. It sits securely on my head without any pressure points. And it also doesn't hurt the side of my head, unlike some of my previous helmets. And for context, I have a round-shaped head and it fits me pretty well. The chin strap is also comfortable. It's slightly thicker with padding where it touches your chin, so it doesn't dig into your skin. The ventilation is also pretty good. With 23 vents, you can definitely feel the air flowing when you start moving. For size L, the weight is around 295 grams. And this weight is without the lights. It's not ultra light, but it also doesn't feel heavy or distracting during riding. With the visor, it does take a bit of time for it to darken when the light changes. So if you're constantly switching between shade and sun, it can get a little bit annoying. The rear light isn't something that I use that much because I mainly ride with my radar and I also ride during the day. But for commuting and riding at night, the extra visibility is really great. And one of the most important features for me is being able to tuck the sunglasses into the helmet. You are able to tuck the sunglasses into the vent, but depending on the frame of your sunglasses, it can be a bit loose. So is this the perfect helmet or is there a catch? Of course, no helmet is perfect, but there's also not a lot of negative things to say about this helmet. So if I'm being nitpicky, this is not the lightest helmet out there. And while the safety performance is strong, visually the shape is a bit rounder compared to other helmets, which might not be everyone's preference. And with a lot of cycling brands from China, if you ever want to return this, unless there's a defect, you need to cover the shipping costs. But more importantly, none of that affects how it protects you during your rides. If you want strong protection and solid features without spending a lot, I think this helmet is a perfect choice. It's especially good if you only want one helmet that can handle both commuting and regular rides instead of buying separate ones. If your priority is super ultra lightweight and aerodynamic, most likely there are better choices out there. For everyone else though, this might be the smartest value helmet you could get at this price. They also offer a 14 days return window for unused items and a 1-year manufacturer warranty for defects. Shipping is also listed around 3 to 7 business days to Europe. But of course, depending on where you live, it could take longer. So what do you think about this helmet? Would you give it a try or would you rather stick to the well-known brands? I put a link to the helmet in the description below, so if you're interested, go ahead and check it out. Let me know in the comments below. If this video is helpful to you, please drop a like. And if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. It will help me a lot. So that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.